What would you say, like, would you say that you are closer to your Latinx culture or your queerness? Or is there a division between the two?
I would say that I'm closer to my queerness. And like I growing up here, I got like pretty deprived of my culture. And so to me, it was more of like developing a culture to learn what it means to be queer and learn about queer culture and just finding all these things, these external things that were, not conventional, gender non-conforming, uh yeah, just like non-traditional relationships and um yeah. Sorry, I have really bad attention span.
That is okay. I appreciate your answers. Do you think that there is a disconnect between you and your Latinx culture?
Yeah, I do. I feel like there's just so much that I missed out on. There's so much that I didn't get to learn because they don't teach you about Mexican history the way that they do in Mexico here in the US. And also just not knowing anything about the indigenous people of my land and yet knowing that I have that blood. So yeah, I do feel like there's this huge disconnect, but throughout my life now that I've like come to terms with that, I actively seek out things from my culture. I want to learn about my culture. I want to learn about the country that I came from. And I try to practice my Spanish more. I don't want to lose those connections to my culture.
Why don't you want to lose that connection?
It's important to me and I'm not exactly sure why. It's just something that feels right to me, something that I'm very attached to. It makes me think of my family and my parents. And it's like one of those little gifts that my parents have given me.
That's beautiful. I really
Thanks.
do love that, and I think um, that connection or that need for connection also comes from our culture as Latinx people. We we live our culture. It's really ingrained in us, regardless if we were born there or here. It's something that we hold very dear. And I also like how you connect it to your family. That is a big factor in Latinx communities that sometimes the queer community doesn't understand because of all of the history and of all of the cutting off people because they're queer. So it has connections and disconnections as well. For you, Adrian, what would be what would you like the Latinx community to know about the queer community?
Well, first of all, that we're not demons, we're not bad people, we're not perverts. Yeah, we're just everyday people. And many of us, some of us are religious, some of us are not, some of us are still proud Latinos. Yeah, it just kind of has to do with, I know that it's uncomfortable because typically the Latino culture is patriarchal. But it's something that you have to give a chance because being queer is natural. Being, bisexual, non-binary, homosexual, binary, transgender, asexual, anything like that. It's natural. It's been observed in nature. It's stuff that goes way back in our ancestry, indigenous cultures celebrated people that were gender nonconforming or queer. Yeah, I want them to remember where we came from.
Mhm. That is an interesting point that I feel like a lot of people don't know. The culture, the queer culture, and the name even queer is very modern, but it has very historical traces to even indigenous culture. And so, um, even though it's we could say like a modern revolution, it is something that has been traced to the past. Um, if you could talk to families of non-binary people, what would you tell them?
Just they're still the same person that they've always been. They're just a different gender. And I hope that once you learn that about them, that they're non-binary, that you still see them for them. Like that is the most important thing is remember who they are and focus on that.
Mhm.
The rest of it shouldn't matter so much.
That's right. Thank you, Adrian, for your words, your wisdom, and your experiences. I feel like you are an example to a lot of people, and you are an example of a community that really hasn't been explored or been in that light, the non-binary community. And so I want to thank you for your experience.
Thank
And
you.
you're welcome. And so if anyone has any questions or would like to contact me or Adrian, you could leave your comments down below. Uh, but we are very grateful for everyone who has tuned in. And we just want to let everyone know that you are not alone, that there are people in the community who care and love you and who know what you're going through as little or as much as you think. Like, we are here and we've gone through it. And if you need to reach out or need to talk to someone, please reach out. Do you have any last words for our community, Adrian?
Um, just to remember how important taking care of yourself is and taking care of your mental health especially. I think it's something a lot of people neglect.
That's right. And the wonderful thing is Latino Behavioral Health Services offers, mental health services to the Latinx community. And so if you feel distraught or if you feel like you need that extra help, please contact us as well. But thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time. Bye.